Okay, we are back with the GOP strategist Christine O'Donnell and Democratic strategist Regina Calcaterra. Christine, you had something to say.
Right. Obama is so blinded by partisanship that he's not rational, and people will see that in the general election. Let me give you an example. He voted against funding our troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. You don't send your child out barefoot to play in the snow. So we get it, he's against the war, but the very least we should do is equip our troops while they're over there. And this is the kind of stuff that Americans will recognize as not presidential. So right now, as he's enjoying this free pass, it's not just Reverend Wright, it's actually his policies that will repel most Americans.
Well, actually, that's not true. If you realize, last week we marked 4,000 dead in Iraq. In the last election, voters came out and pushed out everyone who changed over Congress and sent a message to both parties who play partisan politics. It shouldn't be shocking to you that they want to pull troops out of Iraq. And you have John McCain this week coming out, I'm going to stay the course. It doesn't matter that things are imploding in Basra and in Baghdad, that he's going to stay the course. Listen, so I don't think Obama voting not to support, not to fund money going over there is going to be held against him.
But Regina, you bring up the war and you talk about these numbers. You look at John McCain, and certainly if you see the recent polls from this week, we see that in a head-to-head matchup against Hillary Clinton and a head-to-head matchup against Barack Obama, he comes out on top, knowing all we know about Iraq, knowing what we currently know about the violence that has escalated there in the recent weeks. How is he still on top?
No, he's not. He's less than a percentage point ahead of Hillary. Barack Obama is 1.2, is a little bit more than 1% percentage points ahead of him. So he's not on top with both of them, just with Hillary. But there's only a 1-point spread, and that's a problem actually for McCain. He hasn't been attacked. This has been a free ride for him for about 6 weeks, and he's only 1 percentage points difference, and he only has 11 million in the bank compared to the 30 million that Hillary has and 50 million that Barack Obama has. That actually doesn't bode well for him at all.
Yeah, Christina, please.
Regarding the issue of McCain's steadfastness in Iraq, can I remind you that people like Senator Kennedy criticized Ronald Reagan for his steadfast refusal to compromise with the Russians in the Cold War.
Christine?
And it is that, let me finish, it was that strength that brought us a victory in the Cold War, and then Senator Kennedy stood from the very same podium praising him. So I truly believe
Christine,
that one
he's not
day the
steadfast.
people who...
You need to look at the New York Times, April 17th last year.
It doesn't matter what public opinion says. Are we winning in Iraq? Are we setting up a democracy
he's going to follow the will of the people, and now he needs the conservative votes, and now he says he wants to stay the course. That's not being steadfast, flipping Iraq 1 year later.
He is being steadfast. He recognizes that we are setting up a stable democracy in Iraq. We learned from Afghanistan, we learned from the Cold War that a victory over tyranny is not enough. We have to make sure that we fill the vacuum with democracy so that terrorists don't come in and fill that, and that's what we're doing in Iraq.
Christine O'Donnell and Regina Calcaterra, thank you so much for the discussion.
You have got to come on again. I love this. This is getting juicy. Thanks, ladies.